My God, they're
yeah,
talking about the documentary for Forex. You think they're gonna do that? You think they're gonna make a documentary on Forex?
they're gonna talk about, man. Let's talk
It's
about
been
Forex.
4
Let's bring it
years.
back up.
It's funny because we made a video
We we did make a video.
like 2020, like
Yeah.
in the mix of it happening in real time. Like if you want to, I mean, you guys should just go to his channel. You'll see it.
Whatever happened to those Forex people?
They're all in the same position in life that they were in when they were telling us all that we're all dumb for working 9 to 5s.
What kind you say? I went to cheesecake and now he my motherfucking waiter now.
That's the funny part. I mean, I just remember them pushing this whole like, look, we travel, this and that. And they was going to like the Caribbean. Like they were trying to shit on 9 to 5s. I've been to like since all this Forex stuff happened, we've been to like 7 countries. Like you guys are not doing shit. Like all you guys are still sticking to the same Caribbean, Mexico trips. Nothing spectacular.
And
we said that back then before
Hold
we
on.
were even doing the
Time
trips
out.
because we
'Cause
just saw through it.
I know some people might be like, oh, 7 countries. Nah, they
Since
we've been to places that people will never see in those 7 countries.
and we're going to Bora Bora in
because
2026, which nobody.
what were
will
the
ever go
company?
to.
What were the countries? We went to Bali,
Indonesia.
Singapore. Well, Indonesia is the country.
Singapore, the UAE, United Arab Emirates. Where else?
We went to. I mean,
Antigua.
technically, we went to France, Antigua,
We're about to go to
Jamaica.
France.
Well, I mean, we stopped in
Yeah, we
France.
stopped in France. Yeah,
It don't count, but it count.
Jamaica, Antigua, Saint Martin, the Bahamas, Canada, but that's just a little.
Canada don't count. We're going to touch down in Iceland
Yeah,
later.
which shall be my second time. Going to France. We have Japan in our radar in the next few years. We have Bora
In addition,
Bora
we've
in our
done
radar.
domestic trips as well, but we don't need to get on into all that. For bottom line,
No, but it's just that was just a funny thing because they tried to push that and they like it's almost the same way how we say like the things that's happening in the media and politics. It works for simple-minded people. So the Forex thing worked for simple-minded people. They were, of course, people who never been no place are going to be amazed by a trip to the Caribbean. But that shit wasn't working on me. So that was like what we were trying to make. What we were basically trying to say back then. It was like, what you guys are saying is not working on me because I'm not stupid. I can see through the shit. I know what a pyramid scheme is. I'm not impressed by a trip to the freaking Caribbean. Like I'm not. Like so that was like the point I was making back then. Like not.
yeah,
You know,
and doing nothing while you're there either.
yeah, sitting on it like 30 people to a room. Anybody could do that. Like,
I've been swimming out with the turtles.
yeah, they don't even be doing nothing. They don't even be snorkeling. All they do is sit in an all-inclusive resort and maybe take a catamaran boat ride or something, or a little rent a yacht boat or something. That's it.
We were in the jungle swimming.
Literally.
But yeah, there was nothing impressive about that, and I'm not gonna stay on this topic forever because it's dead. It's just hilarious that all of the people that tried to money shame people, and I make more than all of them.
Literally.
Job shame. You work a 9 to 5. There was nothing about any of those people. And the funny thing about it is the people that did try to recruit me, that I was doing better than them at the time when they were doing it. I was doing better than them prior to them reaching out. I was doing better after them. Like I've always been doing better than them that entire time. So that whole thing was funny with certain people reaching out.
And the people reaching out to me was such an insult to our intelligence. I mean, maybe back then it still
they reached
felt
out to everybody.
And it still felt like a level playing field because it was like 2020. Like
and it still wasn't.
We were like, you know what I mean? Like we were just out of college. Like no one really got to see us do our thing. It was COVID, so they didn't really get to see us do our travel thing because we couldn't. But if they try to reach out to me now, like if this stuff was happening now, I'll be so mad. I'm like, I actually probably would respond. Like, I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Do you see the way I'm living? You think I'm gonna take your advice and you still living at home?
I saw people reach out, seen them in public, they were serving drinks. No.
Yeah,
like no. I was never signing up. Like, what happened to all that? Where's the rolls? Where's all the luxury vehicles? Where is all
that
of
shit?
it?
Was actually like were they not embarrassed? Like, remember they used to do the thing? They used to be like, I
don't know what that was.
When they used to
they had lightsabers.
No, like they used to like be promoted when people were promoted, whatever, to like their high level. And they used to be celebrating. They used to like kind of have the bottle, and they used to be like this would be the person. And they'd be like,
so they knighted people with the bottle.
And they used to get like go anthem, and then like pop the bottle. Like they would. It was just so corny.
Gotcha. I'm glad I missed that one.
They swore they was in like the NFL or something. Like I don't know.
I'm glad I missed that one.
This shit was so crazy.
What were they at level 900?
Yeah, P1000.
P1000.
The biggest accomplishment of my life.
I know.
Like
now what? Give me my breadsticks and get the fuck out of my face.
It was crazy. I held back so much back then. Like I was trying so hard. Like even when we made our video, I had new people personally, and I was like, I didn't want to offend people, but I was like, come on, like, are you guys really that freaking slow? Like, what are you doing? It's just.
I get it, right? Desperate times call for
Desperate
desperate
times.
measures, but
The
it's
easiest people
better.
to get in those pyramid schemes are the desperate people.
It's
Like
better to never be desperate.
I just think like it's like it scares me. Like people literally be at the events crying. Like I'm like,
Yeah, it's like the people. It felt like church seminars.
no,
Like people
literally,
were
it's like
catching the Holy
cultish.
Ghost.
Yeah,
It was definitely a cult, for sure. There were of course some people that made off because
they were smart.
they were the ones executing the pyramid scheme and they made off.
Yeah,
So good for them. Y'all got scammed, but everybody else that was paying subscription fees for somebody else's Rolls Royce, I hope you all feel better. Hope you all feel better about yourselves. I mean, you're probably in a worse situation now than you were before, and it's just
and the reason why I don't feel bad though is just because how they were talking down on others.
they
Like
were talking
it's
crazy
one
to
thing
people.
to
They
be in
weren't
your
talking to me that way,
no, yeah,
but they were talking to some other people crazy.
yeah.
Like, oh, you don't want to be, you're gonna be broke forever the rest of
Yeah,
your
you
life.
broke. You working 9 to 5. You work for other. You work for the big man.
You a slave.
Yeah, you a slave to the system.
I know.
You a slave to the system. You a slave to that guy. What was his name? Something Terry, the guy who owned the I Am Academy. Like,
The white guy.
yeah, they swore they were entrepreneurs when they're just they call them an independent contractor. You're just a contractor of this man and his
You're no
company.
different than
You're not
Uber
no
Eats.
entrepreneur. Like, yeah, literally, you're Uber Eats. That's the same concept.
You're
I
Uber
set my
Eats.
own hours. I set my own hours. Okay.
No, you don't. You was up there DMing.
Like-
You got to DM people for 8 hours,
Yeah.
8 hours straight.
Like slavery. You talking about me a slave? At 5 p.m. I'm home. I'm in the bed. Like my day is over. I shut my laptop. It's over. And that's the thing. Like I could sympathize with people who sometimes fall for stuff and they were manipulated. But I could just the reason why I can't, like I said, with them is just because how crazy they were talking.
They was talking crazy.
And anybody that was trying to save them, they was like talking smack and like, all right, you got it.
Especially to me, right?
Yeah.
I didn't take it as an insult, but it made it more comical because I'm like, you're talking to me,
Yeah.
right? Like it was so funny because they were talking about
Right.
travel. I'm like, I'm in Area 51 right now.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
on alien
travel.
Wi-Fi. I'm on alien Wi-Fi right
Like, let's
now.
go
and you're
trip for
talking to
trip.
me.
Let's go trip for trip. One by one. You tell me, and let's see who has the more extensive list. Since you're so well traveled, do Forex money.
Bank account versus bank account. We can do anything.
Literally,
And I'm not rich.
retirement account versus retirement account.
Bank account versus bank account. It
Debt
could
for
be
debt,
anything.
debt for debt, debt to equity ratio, debt to equity ratio, credit score to credit score. Like,
Car to car, apartment to house, house to apartment, whatever you want to do. Whatever comparison for,
Like, this
for
shit
the
was
people that were
aggravating.
talking, right?
Yeah.
And it was, I didn't take it offensively, but it was just funny when people were reaching out.
I was mostly offended and just like laughing at the people that we knew personally who like I'm not fond of because of past trauma, because like they look stupid, and I was just like,
Name them right now.
I'm not gonna name them, but it's just like I already don't like you because you're a weirdo.
Tell me
And
the
then-
letters it starts with.
No.
Let's be
But it's
messy.
like I already don't like you. I feel weird towards you because you're a weirdo who like support your friend, but don't be a weirdo, and still interact with me. But it's like you kind of, I already kind of view you like view down on you, no offense. But and then you join an organization like that and start to talk shit about people like me. I'm just gonna kind of laugh at you because like I already don't like you, and your life kind of reflects who you are. Anyway,
hold on. Let me check people's LinkedIn real quick.
people's lives do be reflecting who they are,
Let's see.
whether it be romantically, mentally. That's another thing too. People could be winning at life in other areas, but their mental is in shambles, and you're gonna lose in some areas when you're just not a kind person. And those people were losing successfully, and I don't feel bad because they're not nice people. Oh, that's ironic. That's literally who I'm talking about.
I know. That's what you're talking about.
Oh, you searched it?
Yeah, pretends to be shocked.
Yeah, I'm not shocked at all.
I getting close to tripling her income.
Yeah. Karma. It's not karma.
What
But it's
does it
just,
she's a what?
I don't know. You know, people be adding fluff to their LinkedIn to try to sound like there's something. Oh.
What does that even
What is
mean?
that?
Yeah, no. One of the people that we're looking
That's
at.
who I was talking about.
Yeah, I
You be
almost
knowing
more
me.
than triple her income.
You be knowing me.
So no. So it's just funny. Where did they all ended up? They all ended up either in the same place that they were previously or worse.
I just find that so funny. Like in life, a lot of people who just talk shit and like were rude to us or just were shady and weird, they all are bums.
That's why they were
They're
talking.
all of them.
Like I was talking about earlier, if I would go to my high school reunion,
Yeah.
and I was like, why? And it's not because I have any like nobody ever really did anything that crazy to me that I would have any hatred towards anybody. Like they really didn't. Like I'm
Yeah.
perfectly fine, and I don't think I'm better than anybody necessarily, but it's more so like I know what I've worked for. I graduated 24. Well,
Yeah.
damn.
10 years ago.
I graduated 2014, and it's like the 10-year anniversary right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I know what I've done in those 10 years, and it's been very significant. I was actually just thinking earlier, I'm like, the difference between after next week when I get all of this money,
Oh yeah, me your
and the
raise.
difference between 2024 and 2023 is going to be very substantial. I don't want to say a
The
number out
difference is
here.
actually really gonna be insane.
It's going to actually be nuts.
Yeah.
Because what she already told me, it would be,
I can't wait.
actually, that's so much I can't even do.
That's so
What's the math on that? I think it's if you look under the camera, an extra.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, from last year, which is a lot.
Yeah.
So it's just like I don't want to show up to these things,
I know.
especially with some people that
Could have anything too. Like if people, I feel like my whole thing is I feel like people low key had animosity towards us, like either individually or together, when we were all kind of on a leveling playing field. In a way, leveling playing field, right? Because we did have like we said, our benefits from like our home lives and that nepotism stuff, right? That people were probably hating on back then. But I just feel like you just know now if people were already kind of like feeling away towards a lower level of you, like it's just there's no benefit to you showing up in those places. Like if anything, like it's just uncomfortable. I sometimes feel uncomfortable when I'm around like people who I know like might probably do potentially feel away. Like of course you have people who you know are happy for you, but then you have people you know probably aren't. Like and it's just like what benefit is going to be for me to be around people who aren't my friends, who might not really be happy for me. It just might be uncomfortable and be sweating me the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I know some people that reached out about the Forex thing that would be at the reunion. And
Yeah.
it's just like
this
is weird.
It's almost like you're trying to save them from the embarrassment, like because they're probably gonna be embarrassed. Like, oh, I was trying to reach out to him, look at how he's living. Maybe I should have followed his blueprint instead of trying to take the easy way out.
You know what the funny? Actually, I might even say that because they would know exactly what I'm talking about if they ever watched it.
Oh.
Never mind. I can
Maybe
tell
off
you off
camera.
if you remind me, I'll tell you off camera. But
Yeah, life is ironic like that though. That's something I had a realization on.
you know, if I get,
That's when I know I'm on
the.
the right side of life because like I just know.
It's the people that may have slighted me at some point and then asking for a job now.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Oh. Yeah, it's kind of wild.
Yeah, life is funny like that.
Where did they all end up?
Oh, that's the thing. Like I'm telling you, we had one former friend who has had success in life, right? I'm not gonna say like they haven't, but it's like I just feel like the majority of people who have like really have been shady, weird, just I don't know, thinking I don't know.
Thinking they're saying something, that they were doing something.
Yeah, like trying to talk shit. Yeah, thinking.
The craziest part about that, especially to us of all people, is like we don't even be bothering nobody.
I know.
We just be saying out the way. I don't even go outside.
And like, that's the thing too. I be knowing stuff like that eats people up. Like when you kind of hate it on somebody, and then like, or maybe hate our relationship, and just thinking that we weren't gonna work out to it being what it is now. I know, like, I just know it eats at them. It has to, because there's just no way that you shaded somebody or thought you was saying something, thought you was better than them, thought a little cliquey college thing meant something in the grand scheme of things, and seeing now like what really matters in life, we're excelling and you're not. All the shit that you thought was cool, cliquey, mean girl shit in college didn't do anything for you in life. Like, what did it do for you? So it's just, I be feeling like it's karma. Like, I believe in that stuff. I feel like the energy you put out is what you get back. And I feel like all I've done was put good energy out. And like, you know, I've had my mishaps. I'm not perfect, but I feel like I've always led with positivity, kindness, and it shows in my life. And I feel like anybody who talks shit about me, old friends who hated on me, their lives suck from what I see. So, you know, I'm not gonna like sit here and lie and say like I don't like randomly people. Cause like I just think it's human nature, right? So I don't do it like a lot, right? But it's like sometimes like, you know, you kind of be like, oh, I wonder how they're doing. Like, you know, just I wonder.
I don't even wonder. I just know. Like I just know, right? Because
it's nothing. It's very like nothing admirable.
Not that people can't turn their lives around, but people
they don't. And after a certain point too, it gets harder. Like we're getting to our 30s, and it's only gonna get harder. So if you haven't set those foundations in your early 20s, like we all should have, it's only gonna get harder. Like my 401k is extensive right now, and like if they haven't started a 401k, no, I'm saying if they haven't started a 401k at this point in life, you're already behind, and because there's no way to catch up ever with that because of compounding interest. Unless you drop mad money on it, you can't catch up. So I'm already ahead of you in that you know area in life. So yeah, people could definitely. It's never too late. I'm not saying like, and that's the thing, you could be talk crazy, right? And some of these people could be like a millionaire in like 10 years. So life is funny like that, right? But it's just based off statistics, and likelihood is not likely. And I just find it like ironic. Like none of that stuff mattered. Like all the clickiness and
End up nowhere.
end up nowhere. Or it's just like the shadiness. Like, cause my biggest thing I hate is when somebody like they're being shady and they're like, oh, I wish you all the best. Like, no, you don't. And look, I didn't need your wishes. Maybe you needed that. You should have wished that on yourself and not me. Life is great. It's real great. So, but yeah, I don't want to make it sound like I'm pressing, but like I'm keeping up with like people from my past. Like I'm just saying, like it would be like randomly, once in a blue moon, where it's like, I think it's just human nature. I feel like me admitting that is real because people won't even admit that, and people do it a lot. So I'm being real. Like yeah, like I think people be wanting to check in with the ops sometimes and be like, what they up to?
I'm an alien, and I wouldn't even want to give people the satisfaction of like, because
Yeah,
where
that
I
energy.
would want to think that, I wouldn't want to, in my mind, have somebody be like, oh, I know he checking for me, or like, and hopefully a male wouldn't be talking like
Yeah,
that. But
I see what you
wouldn't
mean.
like, I wouldn't want in their mind to be like, I know they're probably looking at my page
Yeah,
and
they
blah 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 blah.
press. Yeah, I see. I get
I'd
that.
rather them think that on their end, and I would never know, and me also to not ever be checking for them. Like I wouldn't even
Yeah.
want to give people the satisfaction, because I feel like I believe in classism in a sense, like not in the things that impact people negatively, like harmful things that are done to people because of class, but in the sense that I feel like I'm trying to work myself into certain classes so I don't have to ever think about or go back to the classes where I was in previously. So because I keep continuing to work hard for what I get in life, and I put myself further and further in the game of life, I don't ever want to look back and like give attention to past situations or scenarios. So I wouldn't even want to give anybody that satisfaction where I have all this success, but now I'm still looking back at like this person and what they said
Yeah, that's true.
before.
And like
Like,
them feeling like they got a hold on you.
yeah, like Tyler the Creator, when he won the Grammy, but he liked this person's comment for years ago and was like, "You'll never win a
Yeah.
Grammy," and then he went back once he won it, and then like was shitting on him.
Yeah.
Like that was great and I loved it, but I am more on the side of not even give them that energy, win the Grammy, and let them. I was gonna say something very, very not politically correct, but let them deal with that on their own and deal and internalize that. Because I mean, more often than not, they're probably not gonna even remember that they said that. But if they did remember that they said that, I'd rather them
Yeah.
go deal with that internally and burn up inside and be
Yeah.
upset, than to me going back and looking and
Feeding
giving
into
you
it. Yeah.
attention, even if you would never know that I gave you the intention. Me, even in my private time when nobody's around and nobody knows what I'm doing, I'm not even going to give these people that level of attention, because I've done too much to better myself and move and advance in life than to give these people that attention.
Yeah.
But that's just me. But of course, obviously, I understand you. I'm just an alien in that sense.
No, and I feel like that's the goal. Like I'm not like for me, like it's not like I do like a lot, right? And it's not even like I even have the intention of doing it again. But it's just like with the time, like if I had the curiosity, it was like funny because it's almost like I know like intuitively just the type of people that they are or were, that they're likely to not even get on that path of success. So it was almost like I just wanted to confirm with how I was really feeling. I'm like, okay, like I know one of them was in school like 7 years when we were still friends. Like, so she's more than likely not doing anything significant in life. Like, that's just the patterns, right? So it was almost like just getting reaffirmations of like, okay, this person low key was a hater, low key didn't support you. So yeah, maybe in some weird way, it does make me feel a little bit more just like, what's the word? Not justified, but like more like,
Justified is probably the right word.
yeah, like just in how I felt about them. Like I felt like they were haters, and now like I'm seeing like their lives are what they are. Like clearly they were haters. Like, and they're still not doing anything. Like it makes me even feel more justified in the friendship ending. I'm like, okay, if they were hating back then when I was just a little 21-year-old college grad, I can't imagine them being my friend now. They'll probably try to kill me. Like literally, they probably try to poison me. Okay, I'm not gonna put that on them, but I'm just saying like I couldn't imagine. It makes me more okay. Like I'm more like okay, like it's good that they're out of my life because I can't imagine how they would feel about me now. It kind of just makes me feel more justified in my decision on cutting them out in some weird way. So,
Yeah.
but I don't like making them feel like they have any type of hold on me because that's not the case. It's just more so like
They do.
well, I don't think that's abnormal to say that anybody who's done you wrong in life has an impact, but
I want you to let that hold go. But recognize that it is a
No,
hold.
I
It
do.
is. Checking on people, all that kind of stuff. It is a hold. And you should grow outside of that, even if somebody has wronged you.
I know.
You should.
I like
I get it.
laughing at people's people who hurt me. I like seeing them fail. I'll be real. I'll say that. I like seeing it. I like seeing them. It's
I do.
I'm being real to admit it. I think a lot of people feel that way.
my
Like,
bad.
'cause that's why people check on their exes sometimes. Like, they want to see their exes being miserable. Like, some people say they love seeing like their exes like go through a breakup, like through their current girl. Like, they'll and it's not a good thing to do. It's a little bit deranged. That's why my people being deranged. A little bit deranged, but it helps with the healing. Because obviously I have a layered friendship traumas. So it helps with healing when I feel like somebody looks worse than they did when we were friends and I look better. I feel like if their lives look like they suck, if they're not really succeeding and they're still living with their parents, that type of stuff does make me feel a little bit like, okay, they messed me up. So I'm kind of happy that they're living in what I feel is karma.
I think the difference. Well, I don't know if I feel that way, but let's assume I did feel that way. I think it's also helpful because you just know that that's the case.
Yeah, because
You know what I mean? 'Cause,
statistically,
like,
you
more
know you're
often-
living
yeah.
in a rare situation. Like, you know you're living in, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. My life should just be enough of a testament onto, like, I don't know. That's why I like it. It just makes me laugh because I'm like, I look good. My life is successful. I'm in a successful relationship. I'm engaged. Like, all these people want to be married and have kids and start these families, and it's not happening for them. And I think it's funny because I'm living everything they want. In every aspect, I'm living the life that they want, and they're not. And that's what they get for being a hater and being evil. But I'm gonna grow out of it. I swear I will. Like, I'm definitely like trying to heal from that. Like, all jokes aside, I am, because it's like, but I just be so like mad because I feel like like I said, I'm not perfect. I've definitely done like some, I'm not the best communicator. There's a lot of things that I'm not good at, but I don't think I deserved the type of stuff I got from people. Like, I don't think I'm like evil. I don't think I move weird. Like, I don't think I was like led with any type of negativity. I didn't plot on nobody. I don't have any ill will, any bad intentions ever. So, of course, I'm gonna be. I feel like no one really got a chance to understand me, try to get to know me, and try to like. I feel I don't know. Even like the more minor stuff that happened with friends, like, I feel like it just all wasn't warranted. So the mean evil devil on my shoulder likes to feel vindicated in their failure and struggles.
Yeah.
But I identify that as an issue, so we're gonna work on it.
Yep. Fuck y'all Forex people.
Yeah, but how did we get from Forex to that?
And
To a
that's
little
it.
mini therapy session.